Good evening, Tiger fans. Welcome back to another video. It is now time to move on to the wing and the centre line for our best 22 team of players that are 26 years old and under. So this was a challenge set forward to us by a viewer on the YouTube comments to put together the best 22 players that are 26 and under. We have completed the back line, so that's looking pretty solid. And we now move up to the wing and the centre. And look, upon reflection after making the graphics, I actually feel like I might get clipped for two of the players. The third player I'm very comfortable with and very confident on. But I think what we're about to talk about and what we're about to see maybe highlights a severe weakness we have in a particular spot on the ground. Now we've had a retirement or two. And yeah, so with that said, we'll get stuck into it. I'm a little bit nervous where this might end up, I'm not going to lie. But so the first position we've got is the wing. Now, the first wing that I'm going to put forward, and I know I'm going to cop backlash for this one, but hear me out, bear with me. I'm going with Hugo Ralphsmith. Remember, it's 26 years old and under is the criteria, which he does fit. He had 12 games in 2025, averaged 13.4 disposals, 3.4 marks, and 2.5 tackles. Now, I know that the lasting memory for a lot of people of Hugo Ralphsmith was some of his poorer defensive efforts, and he obviously got towed up by that Essendon debutant way back when. And I accept all of those things. The reason why I've got Hugo in here is I just think his running capacity, his willingness to take the game on, sometimes it doesn't come off. A lot of the times it does, though. His ability to weave in and out of traffic throughout the ground. His skill level it can be hit and miss, not going to lie, very similar to Camden McIntosh, I guess, in a lot of ways, but I love and appreciate the fact that he is prepared to try and take off some dangerous kicks or some inward handballs and things like that, and with more experience and exposure, they will start to come off more and more. And I think that Hugo and his playing style complements our playing style, and he sort of fits a need for what we desperately want out there, which is pace around the contest too. Like, the amount of times we break away from stoppage and we just don't gain meters on our opponent, Hugo can help with that. And I think there's a wing spot there for him to take. And I wouldn't mind seeing him get another full crack at it. It was probably kind of up in the air a little bit with Camden McIntosh playing. Obviously, Trezise had some time on the wing. Sam Banks even had some time on the wing in the front half of the year when Hugo was playing. But now we've got Banks settled in the back line. Camden's retired. I think we now have to give him a fully fledged go at the wing, uninterrupted run at it, and let him make it his own. I did notice some Camden McIntosh tendencies in regards to defending the fat side of the ground. He has won his fair share of aerial contests, running back with the flight of the ball and spoiling. So I think from an effort perspective, I think you're going to get it with Hugo week in, week out. It's just then piecing together the skill aspect and making it all work into one really nice functioning role. But I'm prepared to give him a chance to do that. I think he could be really beneficial in our side if it can sort of click. He's still very young too. All right, so I think we have to allow him the time to find his feet in a role that's his own. The player in the centre, this is the one I'm pretty comfortable with and locked and loaded on. Sam Lawler, non-negotiable. I don't think I'll get too many arguments with that. He had 11 games in his debut season, averaged 12 disposals, 3 marks, 2.4 tackles, and 1.5 clearances. And look, those numbers don't scream and jump off the chart, but we know the value of Sam Lawler. We know the impact that Sam Lawler has on the contest. Those really nice, delicate release handballs into space to free his teammates up. I've been very big on talking about I'd love to see his ratio of kicks to handball switch ever so slightly. I'd love to see him kick it more because he's such a beautiful user by foot, and we desperately need someone of his class kicking the ball to the forwards inside 50 because we know that's a big issue for the team. However, I'm also understanding and appreciative of the fact that in his first year, he's really doing the team thing, settling in, finding his feet, and just taking a bit of a back seat, I guess, compared to some of the other established and more experienced mids. So I can appreciate that. But for 2026, I'd love to see him sort of step into the role a bit more, demand that midfield time. He's not going to be able to play a fully fledged midfielder, we know that. So we will see him split 60-40, 40-60, whichever way you want to go, between forward and mid. But he's such a good mark of the ball, a good shot for goal. He's going to provide a lot of headaches up forward as well. But I think he is an absolute lock to be in the centre, and I'm very excited to see how he goes. Hitting pre-season Hopefully hit the ground running, fingers crossed. But he's in the centre for me, Sam Lawler. And the other wing spot, this is one that could be controversial as well. Now, when the challenge was put forward to me to do this, it wasn't really stipulated if we're assuming that everyone's fully fit or if it's based on current injury status or anything like that. So for the purpose of this next selection, I'll give you two selections just to cover both bases. For the purpose of this exercise, I'm assuming that everyone's fit and available to play, or even if it's by the end of the year, whatever we want to think. For the other wing spot, I really do think that Judson Clark has something to offer there. I think he's absolutely AFL standard. Again, I might get really shot down for these comments, but anyway, you look at his 3 VFL games before the knee. He had 27 disposals, 2 goals, 8 marks versus the Giants, 17 disposals, 8 marks versus Essendon, 20 disposals, 5 marks, 1 goal versus North. And we've said it before, but in reality, I really do think that he shouldn't have been playing VFL that game where he re-injured himself. We can't change history now. It's what's done's done. But he's young, he's explosive, he is very skilled, he's dual-sided, takes a good mark, good turn of foot, takes the inboard kicks, has good goal sense. I know we sort of drafted him when we're using him as a half-forward/small forward, which you could still probably go down and do at times, but I really think that he can find and own a spot on the wing, and that's where I can see him playing his best football, and I truly think that he's got something to offer us at AFL level. Obviously, coming off 3 knees is not ideal. From what I've read and heard, it's been a slightly different surgery to what you would usually get because of the amount of pre-existing surgery. So hopefully that means different and better recovery. But we've got to give him the chance. I know he's got, I think, the contract for next year, I think it is at least. But he's a seriously talented kid. And yeah, I'm sticking with him. Now, if the question was more about they have to be fit right now, and we're taking actual injuries into consideration, then I would probably go with James Trezise in that wing spot if we had to play it that way. Again, similar to Juddy Clark, I think Trezise has got a lot of AFL sort of aspects about his game. They just haven't fully developed and grown yet. We've seen some good glimpses of it. Obviously, he started off in the back line and was struggling to get continuity. But the thing he had this year, he did get some consistent games, albeit thrown around in a range of positions. And I think we need to try and settle him a little bit. Now that the back line's seemingly settled, I think we could now slot him on a wing at the start of the year, because Juddy Clark's obviously not going to be playing for the first half. And I think Trezise has got something to offer on the wing. But long term, for me, Juddy Clark. So there you go. They are my wings and my sentiment for the best 22 of players that are 26 years old and under. So then just to go through the team that we've got so far quickly, for the best 22 of 26-year-olds and under, from the back line, we've got Ben Miller at fullback, we've got Luke Traynor in the back pocket, Josh Gibcus in the other back pocket, Noah Bolter, centre-half back, we've got Tom Brown on the half-back flank, and we've got Sam Banks on the other half-back. Then on your wings, Hugo Ralph-Smith and Juddy Clark, or Trezise if it's someone who's got to play from the start of the year. And in the centre, Sam Lawler. So the team is starting to take shape very nicely. There was a bit of a question mark about the lack of run and carry players I might have out of the back line. I reckon that Tom Brown and Sam Banks definitely runs and carries. The reason why I've got Tom Brown there is because I want him to run and carry more. I think he needs to add that to his game. So fingers crossed we see that in 2026. But there you go. That's the team. I'm sure that's going to draw some comments and criticisms one way or another, but that's what it's all about. It's all about challenging each other's thinking and having different views. So let me know who you would have had on the wings, because I'm guessing there's going to be some other options there. But yeah, keen to hear what you all think in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you for the next one. Go Tigers.